I'm the girl who loves handbags. I have bags for different occasions. I'm going to church, I have a bag. I'm going into the market, I have a bag. I'm hanging out with my friends, I have a bag. You know, I'm going to work, I'm working into a business meeting, I have a bag. And a bag is a signature piece for every woman. The passion, you know, just grew from what I could create. When I started MAK NISY, we started with Damax handbags. And if you know Damax, the fabrics are so exotic and so different. It's like something, you don't just walk on the road and see people carrying Damax bags. We started with little clutches in Damax, and then we went into Ankara prints. It's just different, and it's just you having a piece of home with you, you know. So we started with Damax, and then before you knew, we went into Ankara fabrics, and then we started doing exotic continental prints. And then obviously a few years later we went into leather. Leather was something that was really demanded, and as you can see, obviously when the store is a lot of leather production, and the Ankara bags and the Damax prints are now more exclusive production and custom production for us right now. So yes, bags, because I love bags, and I must have a bag, even if it's a little phone bag or a little phone pouch. It's just an accessory that you don't see me without. I don't have a fashion degree, so I had to learn the process. It's a very humbling story because I had this guy in the market who had made the first piece of Damax bag I had. So I said to myself, why don't you go home and try to make this bags yourself? You go in every day, see what he's doing. So that was a process of my learning. I was watching him for like a month plus. And I stood up, I went into the market here in Abuja, in Untitled Market, bought all the things I need and told him to give me the sides of the bags. And I went home, and that was how I started. I bought a hammer, you know, and I sat down and I hit the sides of this bag, and in less than 30 minutes I was done. It was the fascination I just got from looking at him and what he was able to create. And I'm like, wow, I can do this on my own terms. I can actually put any fabric or make bags with anything, which I got to understand just watching him take apart shoes and bags and all that. So literally I started running my business on the front porch of my house. Everything was happening there. So I was working with Friday, and we hired 2 more people when it was just getting too much for us because it was just me and him. We were making clutch bags. He finishes up in the evening. I was the one who knew the technical know-how. We didn't have all this machinery that you see us today. And I come out, I couple them, I put the pins, and that was the operation. I'd saved up enough money. I went to a course in London, and from that course, I remember all I took from that program was how to sew the side of my bags. I went in there first of all, and I found out leather bags were not easy. They were cutting leather with surgical blades. I said, please, oh, they never reach. You know, it's not time for leather for me now. What I want is, how do I perfect what I'm working on? My little Ankara Damax bags. How do I put a chain on a bag? What do I do to make sure the chain doesn't cut? That was how I learned how to twine my bags, where you see now that we have twines going on the chain, so they help keep them sturdy and durable for long. The machine that I needed to couple my bags, I had never seen the machine before. I saw it there that day, and I had asked the facilitator of the program, what do I need to sew the side of my bags? And then she was busy trying to teach leather to all these Oyibo people who don't worry working on leather. But I was just after, how do I make my bag? How do I increase the quality of what I do? She saw the bags I had made and said, wow, the quality is amazing. This is what you do. This is the machine. And immediately she showed me. I just said, oh, so where do I buy it? You know? And then she refers me to this machinery shop in London, and I went there, and price was so expensive, but I was just lucky. This guy said to me, where you can't buy this machine and export it to Africa. I'm sure somebody has it in Africa. Take a picture and go. And that was how I got that machine. That machine was a lifesaver. So all I needed to do was come back. I invested in that machine. I got a guy who imported machines in Aba. I went to Aba and I found it there and there in the store. You know, you can't compare what was happening then to now. I was admin and production, I was logistics, because people started, I put them on my BBM, on social media, people order. I was the one who went to the park to post the bags. I was the one who was accounting, collecting money. I had to open an Excel sheet. Started so small. This business I started with nothing less than 5,000 Naira. And after I had run the business from like September to December, I had sold bags worth 700,000 just from the little operation I had with Friday, Shadrach, and there was a lady I was hiring, Agatha and Abdul, the tailor that we hired. And I started finding the best staff that I had, got a good ones who had the eyes for the leathers, the design, to my design team, who got our production team. Everyone, if we find that you're very good with handling minute details, straight lines, we knew, okay, this person was good for accessories. We want metals that go on the bags, the turn locks. You want them fixed in precise locations. The logos, all these things have to be straight. I'm just a sucker for straight and perfect finishing because my competition is amazing. So you have to obviously give them something they can compare. And the minute people hear our bags are made in Nigeria, their alarms go off. So they're looking out for an error. So I always tell my people, you can't have a stitch out of place. For me, quality had always been key. I had moved back to Nigeria from the UK after my master's degree. So I had seen so many bags, all the best designer bags. It was the straight lines, it was the finishing, it was the quality. You know, even when I knew I couldn't achieve the quality that a lot of my friends wanted, I had a lot of them encouraging me because obviously it was like daring. And then a good number of them who were just so amazing would buy those bags and rock them with pride. At the point we found out we needed quality control. You know, when the bags are all done, we have people who look at the bags, you know, there are glues on the side, you know, you're shining them, you know, we started putting our bags inside dust bags, you know, started with Ankara dust bags, balloon to what we have today. We now have the standard dust bags that actually hold your bags from not getting dust on them and preserving them for a long time. At some point, we decided to brand them Made in Nigeria because my story is a Made in Nigeria story. Very organic, very humbling, started so small. Every day you're growing, every day you're learning new things. You know, we're innovating every day. Like I tell them most times, when you see something, don't think it's your design. You know, it might be your design, but you might have seen it somewhere. So what do you do to change it? What do you do to make it better? So even when people send us something, oh, I love this bag, I tell them I don't copy anything. I have to add myself into it. So I try to innovate it. So I always tell that to my people and kind of get them to innovate. And over the years, you can see the change in them because I've had people working with me for almost 10 years. We've been together this long. So I try to get them to understand that it can't be the same way. We'll have to change, we'll have to bring in something new, and we'll have to train the people who are coming behind us. The production process is normally sourcing the leather. We work with Nigerian leather, we work with imported leather also from Italy and Spain. Real nice skin, calf skin leather, croc, python skin, nicely embossed. We have a good number. We work with man-made leather, eco-friendly leather. I love the python skin. I love the croc skins. The croc skins are always a favorite. We have the plains, we have the abstract embossed skin. And of recent, we started working with also the double-faced leathers. That's what we launched our children's line with. People like colors. This is no longer the age of black and white when people were just looking for maybe black, brown, something to match. People are going out right now and they want fun. Every lady wants a bag they can go to every event with. And then obviously as the occasion arises, our Owambe and our parties, you know, we need different colors of bags. Every bag we make has a vision board. I create the vision board with my team, with my design team and my admin team. The vision board helps us see, oh, we're making this wedding bag. What are the best colors? What are the top colors? You're thinking glitters, you're thinking, you know, bright colors, you're thinking gold, silvers, reds, the most popular colors you see. We make sure that everything is there. We're trying to just make a shoulder bag. A shoulder bag, we know that people now want in different varieties, they want different colors. We want to make sure we have a green there. We want to make sure there's a blue. We want to make sure there's a black, and not just one black. We want to make sure there's a patent black, the shiny glossy ones, and there's a matte black. You know, we want to make sure we've not missed the nude, because obviously nude is just the new thing. You know, everybody wants a nude bag. We want to also make sure there's a pop of color, maybe some lemon, some yellow for the outgoing people who want, you know, to brighten their fabric. So the vision board just helps us just see it. You know, it helps us see that we've captured everything. It also helps us go back when we're producing the bag next time. We're not starting all over again to pattern. Some of them production just comes in, you know, they take notes. If we're trying to take anything out, they take it out, or they put it back, or they move things around. And then obviously the pattern selection. We have put that to a huge array of ladies with different sorts of tastes, you know. They love colors. It's just amazing now, and I'm enjoying the business more because times have evolved where people love colors. And I love color. It's more like I'm able to put the blushes, the pinks, orange, you know, just name it. When we get the leather, obviously the designs, we make the designs, then we cut. After we cut, we start placing, gluing. That's where the glues come in. We're placing them on the molds and the forms. You know, some of them are cut to form already. You have the stitching, you have the fixing, the times when you're fixing the accessories. Obviously, if there's a bag that has a turn lock, they fix those ones. You have the logos also gets to be fixed on the bag. You have the time for eyelets. If it's a bag that has an eyelet that's going to have a chain, you have to put the holes, make the holes on the bag, attach the metal eyelets to them. And then obviously all those bags you see with the chains will have to literally hand run anything. Then the finishing. Sometimes we'll have to go back to the drawing board. We'll have to make this corner come in. Oh, maybe the flap needs to drop 2 inches more, and we get it. Sometimes it's just the difference between 1 inch or half an inch to just bring the spark that you need in a bag. And then you find us creating a design, and sometimes we're making 2 or 3 bags before we get there. Then we test it. I test the bag with my team. Sometimes we give it out to people and say, test this bag, check the functionality, check the flow before we launch it. We also do that even with leather. When the leather's coming, because we work with man-made leather, we have to test, we have to be sure, because you don't want to put out something that's going to start having issues. Obviously, with our climate very hot, you want to make sure that the leathers you're putting on your bags are solid. So we'll have to also do all that stress test on our leathers to make sure that they're good to go. What I found in the years of producing bags was that you will find that because we make our bags here, we started seeing people ask us for bags that they needed. So you have a lady who is an architect who has to have a big laptop. She wants to carry a bag, put her laptop in, and it's still trendy. So be it that she's asking you to put a trolley in a camera bag design that we have, or you have a lady who's an event planner. Her handbag is her workstation because she's on the go, moving from site locations to site locations, and she wants a bag that fits it all. The beauty of what we do is that we're here, we're making the bags, they come to me, Amaka, I need a bag that is functional. So you found us not just making bags for fashion and for everyday use, to making bags that people needed. That's just how it goes on to people who are having events, they need a souvenir, and they call us and, oh, we want a souvenir bag, this is what we're going to have inside, and we create it for them. So we just went from making these fashion bags with Ankara prints to creating all sorts. So we're not just working for the young ladies who carry the bags. We have gentlemen asking us for messenger bags. They're traveling, they want a bag that they can put their passport in, the travel documents, have some money in. We're making messenger bags for them. You have a laptop, you want a bag that you can hold your laptop in. Obviously, if you don't want to carry the bulky one, we're making laptop jackets. And it's just gone from the bags to accessories. Now we're making mouse pads, we have wallets for all ages, it's amazing. We just launched our children collection as well. And the kids that came here that day, the boys who they don't normally buy bags for, they were so excited, to have their bags. So now we're catering to this great array of genres. Everybody, you have bags for kids, you have something for the men, you have something for the ladies, you have something for organizations, you have all sorts of people calling us. I was lucky to be a recipient of You in Women in 2003, and it helped me actually brand my bags, because obviously then you had people copying my design, not just copying my designs. And I'm happy that people take, a lot of young people who are starting today take inspiration from MAK NISY. We've been here 10 years September, so obviously yes. But it helped us brand our bags, it helped people notice our bags. Now you see a MAK NISY bag, kind of because our bags, first of all, we make structured bags. We have very few unstructured bags. I'm a sucker for a structured bag. You drop your bag and it's standing right there looking at you. And a lot of people love it. We build, the form also helps the bag last a long time. And then obviously with the branding that we're able to implement on our bag, we started branding our names on the bag, which people love. So when people come here, even when we were making the little baby bags, you have people asking, why are they not branded? Are they not MAK NISY? So even if we're not branding with the metal pieces outside, you have the labels inside saying these are MAK NISY bags. Then we have the finishing, you have the tassels, we have trimmings in both gold and silver. We work mostly with both gold and silver, and people just love that. They just love it. They just love the feel they get from just having their bag beautified and detailed. And then the branding aspect is something that most of our clients don't want to miss in the MAK NISY bag. Most of my bags, if you notice from the names, the Kubiris, the Ugo bags, some of them actually come from the customers who come in. Like the Ugo bag is a friend of mine here who came in and needed a bag made for work, a big bag. And then when I finish most of those designs, when they come like that, the bag automatically is named after them. The Kubiri bag was a tote that we spent so much time to make. And the name just came to me because a driver that brought a customer of ours that came from the US to see us here in Abuja, that dropped from the airport. And when I asked the guy his name, he said Kubi. I said, I've never heard that one before. Like Kubi, we talk less. And then when I finished this bag, the name stuck with me. And I was like, God, this bag, it took so long for us to produce this bag. The details of finishing, we added the inner pockets. I'm like, this bag is more like a bag. I don't need to explain. The bag says it all. So it's more like talk less. And I gave the name. So some other bags are just inspirations. When I see a unique name like Idara, Kamara was a name that I had always loved for my child. And when I started off, it was one of my very first top handlebags that I created, and we named it Kamara. So we want to give the unique Nigerian names. And then people correlate. So you now find our customers scouting for the name bags to be named after their kids. We'll have name competition bags. I've been telling people, give us names for this bag and tell us the meanings also. I love the fact that the names of our bags all have meaning, beautiful meanings, and it just goes a long way because you see customers who always want to know. You're in the US, you call us in, you want an Osaka bag. Like, what does that mean? We tell you, and then maybe you're from Cross River and you hear Idara, you're like, oh, the Idara bag, I must own one. So they find meaning to it. So it's beautiful and I love it. We started exporting right out of very few months into this business, obviously because of the kind of bags we were making, the Max bags. I found in my first Christmas making these bags, we found a lot of people who came back into the country and were so amazed. In short, the first person that made me feel the impact was a grandma that came back and saw the Max bags and said all her kids were going to have one. And she ordered one for every single one of them. The expat impact, was just a lot on our business. And it was just, I found it very gratifying and fulfilling. And then you hear it, why not? Make made in Nigeria, promote the Naira so we can grow the Naira, bring in the Forex. So for me, it just made me feel like I was the business MAK NISY and my team were part of the people actually promoting export. And then till today, our Ankara bags, the Max bags, they're one of our biggest exports. People are still buying them for weddings. You have people who are buying them as gifts for their bridal train. So export has been very good. We've exported to different countries. At some point, we had somebody distributing for us in Australia. We have people distributing for us. We have 2 distributors in the US currently. Obviously, they're independent distributors. We do a lot of direct export also to customers who are buying from our social media pages, contacting us on our website, reaching out to us in the US or UK. US is one of our biggest export markets as well. But also here in Africa, we have people from DRC, Congo contacting us, Cameroon, Rwanda, all the way, Tanzania, reaching out to us. They're buying our products and we're shipping to them. Your business is here to stay when you have not just good impact in your community, but you're able to export. We're lucky the NEPC team paid a visit to our factory. So we're hoping and working with them to actually just make the dream of exporting our products and just making our mark, in our society, or spreading the Made in Nigeria name, outside the country. Where we have a proper facility, we have the funding we need to produce more, reach out to obviously retailers. We're able to standardize our products and obviously maybe even do things like third-party manufacturing for companies who want to come into Nigeria. It's not just about the retail side of it. We're going to be able to manufacture, which we're already doing. We're manufacturing on a small scale. We're creating private labels for people right now, young ladies who want to own their brands, those who are here. We have about 4 currently now in Nigeria, and we have 2 outside the country who are selling on their names. We're able to create a lot of private labels and build dreams, and then we're also able to train. A lot of people want to train from us, but we have to be able to have a training facility enough to be able to train young people and really impact on them. You're not training people to make bags and they just go make bags and people buy it. They need to learn the process of producing the bags. They need to learn that they have to run a business, how to even run their staff, how to create a proper organized system. So these are all the things we'll have in the pipeline. One of the biggest things we deal with now in the leather industry is the high cost of goods, high cost of raw material. For me, I have to import my metal accessories because we don't have the standards that I want here. It's been difficult keeping prices down. So it's affecting us. The inflation, the fact that every time you're trying to price your goods, you go into the market today, you buy something, the next day they're telling you the prices. And literally with the leather, You know, because for me, my accessories, I buy them over time, stock them, I buy in large quantities because they bill you into buying large quantities. But the leather, you know, also it affects, before you know, it's affecting transportation. You ship this with 3,000 naira today, tomorrow they tell you 7,000, you know. So it's just that going up and down, and it affects your bottom line at the end of the day for me. So that's part of what we're dealing with. It would have been nice if we had lots of leather to buy from here, because that's one of the things that affect us, because we'll have to import some of these things. If we had Nigerian leather, you know, enough to the quantity where it's enough for us to produce for our people and cost effective, it will make a big change. So these are the things I want the government to work on. You know, we rehabilitate our tanneries. You know, I hear the stories of the beautiful tanneries we have, even hear the stories of Nigerian leather being the best in the world that are exported out. But most of us who are here in Nigeria, who are making this, look at the quality of bags we're making, are not able to afford them, to sell them competitively. We also have a lot of bags imported into the country, and we have to deal with a lot of competition from the goods coming from outside the country. So you can imagine if we were able to sell competitively, if we had our own leathers manufactured here and a good number, then obviously our business will have a long lifespan. I've had people who have been with me for, if not 10 years, 9 years plus. I have some people who have been there for 7. They see what the business is building and they've been there. So yes, as much as we have people come and go, we still have very good staff retention rates. And I think it's just them understanding the dream. Because at the end of the day, I have to be able to sell the dream of what I want, you know, to my staff. I have to be able to let them know and let them see the future. And it's beautiful for us, because when I have people who started with me on the front door of my house to a VQ, and then we have our factory today, and they see what we're producing. You know, we started from small bags, we've grown. They can see it, their lives have changed. Most of the times they're the ones reminding me of, oh, see where we started. Oh, I think it's just the grace of God to be able to sell a dream, you know, and then people are there and they see it materialize. You know, when you see something blossoming and you know the story. My dream is to build a business that outlives me. My dream is to build a business that my children will come to tomorrow. Not just my children, children of my staff. I tell you, my staff, some of them on Saturdays, they get to come in with their kids. My boys are telling you now want to go to the factory because they know the fascination of what happens there. My dream is to build a business that is not just about MAK NISY, but a business that raises other businesses. It's not just about the bag making. It's the fact that a young lady wants to start selling clothes and they can come to me and I can mentor them and tell them what I've seen in my 10 years of business. I have a lot of experiences, be it running my business, be it dealing with staff, be it running with all the economical stresses and things that you find in Nigeria. I just have so much that I'm able to share. I couldn't have done it without all the amazing customers that we have. There's so many of our customers that have become not just my close friends, but like my sisters. We have had so much support. I rarely even advertise. All we're doing is just posting what we have. I've had so many times that people tell me, I was in the airport or I walked into this office and I saw this lady and I said, this bag is beautiful. You hear, huh, it's made in Nigeria. Oh, they're in Abuja. I'll give you their page or I'll give you their phone number. So we have a huge return customer base. We have a huge fan base. So for me, that is God, first of all. I'm very spiritual when it comes to that because I believe that's the blessing. Thank you to every single person that's bought a MAK NISY bag, that's bought a MAK NISY wallet, that sold me. There are people who don't own MAK NISY, but they're selling us. They're telling people about us. It's amazing. And I'm just so thankful. You know, we launched our children's line the other day and the turnout was just like, it was amazing. I remember the day we opened the store, I was just in awe. When I see the customer base and when I see the love from our customers, I know we're still going to be here because we have people calling us from different places in the world, telling us to deliver products to their family. To all our amazing customers, you've not just changed my life or the life of my staff, we're changing the narrative of made in Nigeria goods. Thank you.